like you kind of evolve as a parent. So I feel like I'm glad I was able to take care of myself in the beginning, because now that it's crazy and it's hard, I could work around it and have those skills and that, like, just kind of like that history that where I don't make it an excuse, and it's just part of my life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to like just kind of evolving as a parent, because now that the kids are older, it's just like, I love it. I think it's really fun for me, because I read somewhere where, like, as a parent, you know your kids more as adults than you do as children.
Mm-hmm.
And that little window is like a little speck of like their entire life. So I want to make sure I build a good relationship with them going forward,
Mm-hmm.
because yes, it matters when they're small, but they're gonna know me, and I'm gonna know them a much longer as adults than as babies. So
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Just Keep Showing Up podcast. This is your host, Derrick, and today I'm here with Yvette. How are you doing, Yvette?
Ivet, or
Oh, gosh.
I was so locked in. Hi guys, hi guys. This is Yvette. I meant to say hi. This is Yvette, and that didn't come out.
Man, yes, that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Yvette right there in the number.
What's up?
Full of energy. How are you doing? I
Good.
just want, I just want to say thank you so much
So much.
for, am I echoing back? Thank you so much for uh, actually saying that you'll be on a podcast. And pretty much like a lot of other people I've talked to, I met you in the gym, and it's your
Yeah.
energy and your vibe, and I really do believe in those two things that you can kind of feel in a person. And like I told you, you seem to always be in a good mood, but I know that's definitely not the case because you're a human.
Oh yeah.
But you have just like a certain type of energy that flows from you. And that's something I appreciate having you there at the gym. Uh, it's just a good thing. So
Aw,
yes,
thanks.
thank you're very welcome.
Welcome.
And then starting out, the first question I'll ask you is, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? And it is whatever you want to share, like maybe some things that you're passionate about, maybe what your career is, or something that you've like worked hard to become good at. Whatever it is you want to share. This
Okay.
initial opening, just to kind of give the folks know a little bit about you.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys know my name is Yvette. My husband and I, and our kids, we just moved to Maryland. Not even a year ago from Arizona. Born and raised, we never lived anywhere else. Both sets of family are there, cousins, aunts, uncles, everyone. So we just kind of just dropped up everything and just came here for a bigger opportunity. So it's really nice meeting Derrick at the gym and people at the gym that I get to see. But about me is Arizona native. Married my high school sweetheart. We have three boys, ages 13, 11, and 8. I started, I guess you could say, we got married really young, and we owned our own business really young, and we're in a position where I was able to, raise our boys at home while my husband was starting up his business. And, well, it's our business, but I say his because he does all the hard work. I do take care of the family. So that's another hard type of hard work in itself. But yeah. And then as the kids, were getting older, I started finding myself, because I was just kind of like this new young mom where I have friends partying in college and stuff, and I'm over here with babies and trying to build a family and a home. And then in the middle of all that, I kind of found myself again through fitness. And then from there, I found a passion in uh, being a coach, training. I did that for the last 12 years, I would say. I started when I was 1 year postpartum after having my first son, and he just turned 13. So, yeah, it's been about 12 years now.
Wow.
And then, so I've been coaching lots of women through postnatal fitness. Um, Really started it all with the whole lifting movement for women and eating protein, and just kind of like making sure I put a stop to the whole like that's not for women. So I really found my confidence through fitness and through
Hmm.
motherhood and through being a wife. So I feel like that was a big foundation. And because a lot of people ask me, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I was like, honestly, if I don't take care of myself, nothing's going to get done. And that's just kind of been my
Yes.
motto from the beginning. So yeah, this is
Hmm.
about me. And then now we moved and we're here. And then I'm not coaching anymore, which is kind of weird because I've always
Yeah.
done that. But I think in life, there's just different eras and phases. And right now, my kids are in the peak of after school sports, driving here,
Yes.
driving there, practice. And like, I could never have done this like in the beginning if this is how life was back then. Like you kind of
Hmm.
evolve as a parent. So I feel like I'm glad I was able to take care of myself in the beginning because now that it's crazy and it's hard, I could work around it and have those skills and that like just kind of like that history that where I don't make it an excuse and it's just part of my life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to like just kind of evolving as a parent because now that the kids are older, it's just like, you know, I love it. I think it's really fun for me because I read somewhere where like as a parent, your kids more as adults than you do as children.
Hmm.
And that little window is like a little speck of like their entire life. So I want to make sure I build a good relationship with them going forward
Hmm.
because yes, it matters when they're small, but they're going to know me and I'm going to know them a much longer as adults than as babies.
Yeah.
so so it's pretty much it. Kind of rambled there, but
No,
that's
that's no
me.
rambling at all. That is, you said so many things that were really good that I have just like follow up questions about. But something I think that's very very insightful that you shared. One thing is evolving as a parent. I think that's so important to know and understand as a parent because you know I think it's easy to to get stuck in like a you can define it for me. I look at it, I think I heard this on a podcast that we are our kids parents at the beginning, and then we kind of evolve to you're not really a parent as they get older because they don't really need your like they kind of know what's best for them as they get older, so it's almost like that
Yeah,
adult relationship, but you're still there as a support system. So I
yeah,
think it's so beautiful that you mentioned that parenting requires evolving. uh
yeah.
that's a really good thing. And then also just talking about the fact that we will know, and I guess I just never it dawned on me, it's something that I thought about, that we will know our kids much longer as adults together than we knew them as children. And it's important to I think that's why this evolve is touching me so much. It's important for me to understand that, gosh, what I was about to say, that our kids can sometimes get to a place where maybe they have more wisdom in a certain area than we do, and we have to understand that that they can kind of give us advice as well, especially in that adult relationship. So
Oh
uh
yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's very interesting. And going back to your entire family is in Arizona, and you guys just moved here less than a year ago. You must have started working at the gym like not long after you got here, because I feel like you've been here for a long
Yeah.
time. Maybe that's just because we kind of do life in the gym, like we there all the time.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think I I was already kind of shopping around for a gym before we
mm-hmm,
moved because we knew we were gonna move for I think it was we ended up moving at the end of January and we
mm-hmm.
put our house on the market and our business up on the market around July. So it was like a 6-month-ish period
Yeah,
where we knew we were moving.
mm-hmm,
That's a whole other crazy story itself.
yeah,
Like we we had this opportunity but in order to do it our business had to sell,
yeah,
and if it didn't sell we were stuck, we couldn't leave because it was a franchise, so we were in contract still for another like I think 7 years locked in
yeah,
that contract.
mm-hmm,
And we just renewed it, like it's a 10-year contract, and we just renewed it like 3 years ago. And
yeah,
then I don't know, my husband just had this like, hey, like in the next 7 years, I don't want to do this anymore. And
Yeah.
by then we're going to be in our 40s, and then what?
Yes.
We have nothing to show other than this business that we're just going to sell or walk away from. And
Yeah.
and we're like, wow, it's kind of crazy, like being in our 40s, starting over with something new. So while
Yes.
we were thinking about what we wanted to do, opportunity came up and it required us to move. Because the tough part is like people don't really want to do things when it
Mm.
requires you like moving away. But there's actually a
Yeah.
lot of opportunities everywhere. It's just
Yeah.
that you have to be
Yeah.
willing to like take that leap, you know? And we
Yes.
never did. We're always looking for stuff local or even like a couple hours away, like in a different city. And just nothing was popping up. And then we had this
hmm
opportunity and it required us to move freaking across the United States.
Literally
And
across.
yeah.
Yes.
And then in order to do it, our business had to sell.
Yes.
We couldn't wait 7 years to take the opportunity. It had to be like within the next like couple months. So we
hmm
put our house on the market and we're just like, if it's meant to be and God willing, it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So we put it up on the market. We really prayed about it and just like whatever happens, happens. And it sold that same weekend for asking. It
hmm
was
Wow.
insane. And we're like,
Yeah.
holy crap. So we sold our business. And it's funny because like our business sold right away. It worked out because another franchisee wanted that territory. So
hmm
they just jumped on it. They already owned other franchises. So it was an easy like purchase, swap, contract, everything. So then now it came down to our house, right?
hmm
You know how the housing market is, and we're trying to
Yeah.
we're debating on how much to sell it for, when's a good time, because now we're going into like it was like at this point it was already August, maybe July, August, and we're
hmm
going into like the holidays. People don't want to buy a house during Christmas time or Thanksgiving, but then it's like it was already after summer, so like kids are already in school and parents usually want to move in the middle of summer. So we're like, I don't know when's a good time to do it. So we're like, you know what? Let's just do it and see what happens. We had
Yeah.
multiple offers over asking within that same weekend. Again, so we're like, holy crap. It feels like this is meant to be. Like we're supposed to move. We're
Yes.
supposed to take this opportunity. So our house sold really fast over asking, and we ended up moving in with my in-laws, put everything in storage. Well, we tried selling and decluttering, but then we ended up putting everything in storage. And then we're living with my in-laws for a couple months until we found a house here in Maryland or a
hmm
location.
Yeah.
So we didn't have an opportunity to make it until so our house closed on, I think it closed like in just before November. So
Okay.
so it was like a little process by the time everything got settled and whatever. So in November we moved in with my in-laws and we didn't make it out to, we had like a Thanksgiving plans with family, so we couldn't make it out to Maryland till December. And the plan was to just live with my in-laws until the school year was over. My husband
hmm
starts work in January, like the beginning of the year. And then we finish out the last couple months in Arizona with the kids in school. But I don't know. My husband and I were just like, I don't know if we want to be separated that long, you know? And then plus, I don't want to be with my mother in law, but myself in one house. We're going to kill each other, you know? So we came in
Yes.
December to look for houses, and we've actually been to Maryland once. So I did say our whole
hmm
family is in Arizona, except for my husband's oldest sister. Um, Her and her husband live in Maryland, and they've been
Okay.
living here for the last like 7 years. He works for APG, and
Okay.
yeah, and she actually is in on the opportunity with my husband. So now they're running a business here together. So she was already here.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, so we had visited
Okay.
them like maybe 2, 3 years ago with the kids. We actually
hmm
came during fall. We went to DC, went to Philly. We did all the
Yeah.
cute like East Coast stuff. It was like a little vacation when we came like 2, 3 years ago. And
hmm
remember, The
Yeah.
kids were like, "Mom, we would so love to live here. This is so pretty. This is so cool."
Oh,
And they're
wow.
yeah, and we were like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, it's never gonna happen." Like our brains were still we literally I think at that time we just renewed our contract. So we were like, "We're not going anywhere. Like you guys are delusional."
Yeah.
And it's funny because I feel like the kids just kind of manifested it because then 2, 3 years later we ended up
Mhm.
moving here. So anyways,
Here we are. Yeah.
yeah, so we came and then at this point everything was so smooth for us, right? We
Yeah.
came and I heard people looking at like 20 plus houses when they're trying to buy a house. And I'm like, dude, that's ridiculous.
Mhm.
Like you just narrow down like 3, 4 houses and then you're gonna find it, right? Oh my gosh, were
Mhm.
we wrong? Maryland, like East Coast homes are so much different than West Coast homes. Because a lot of them are old
Okay.
or fixer uppers or they're in these like neighborhoods that are like unless you're getting a new build, it's very hard to find a house in the East Coast.
Mhm.
And when you do find one, you have to jump on it quick because they sell like crazy. And we're like, holy crap. And then also not only that, but we're also messing around with school districts and
Yeah.
and where to raise a family. So we ended up looking at, I don't know, it was over almost 20 or 30 houses in that weekend that we were here. We were done and dusted. And
Mhm.
we we had one house that we were willing to put an offer on and it was already under contract. And then there was another house we were in the process of putting an offer on and I was kind of getting cold feet and I remember I was trying to find any way to get out of it because we were already like under contract, I think. And but we're
Mhm.
still in that window where like if something comes up or whatever, you could get out of it. And I ended up finding that there was like a sex offender like 3 houses down. I'm like, oh,
Oh
we
gosh.
can't we can't do it. And
Yeah.
then of course they had to like honor it. So we got out of that one.
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting on a plane, defeated, no house. And we're like, holy
Mhm.
shit, we don't know where we're going to live.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we land, our realtor is like, hey, this house literally just dropped. I know you just got there. I know you guys are tired, but I really think you guys should look at this. All the schools are grade A, like level this. It's in a great area to raise a family. The commute
Mhm.
is not ideal for my husband, but most people commute 45 minutes to an
Yeah.
hour
That's the
anywhere
East
here.
Coast thing. Yes.
Yeah, and then for us, we're not used to that. So like when she reminded us, she's like, "It's you're gonna have traffic. There's cities. It's normal. Like
Mhm.
unless you literally live right next to your job, it's not gonna happen." so
Yeah. It's very
so
true.
we're like, yeah. So we're like, okay, well, I don't know what we're gonna do because we're not planning on going back any like right now. So luckily, my sister in law, my brother in law, they FaceTimed us, did the walkthrough. We
Oh,
loved
that's
it. We put an offer on it without ever seeing the house in person, and we
uh-huh.
got it.
Yeah, and
and
it ended up being a house that you like.
Yes, yeah, it was actually like it's really hard to find a house with a garage, with a finished basement, with a
Mhm.
walk-in closets, double sinks. It's really hard to find all those West Coast houses that we're so used to. Because in
Yes.
Maryland homes, it's unless you're getting a new custom built home, it's very rare. There are some houses that we found that didn't have a master bathroom. Like it's just like a normal to not have a bathroom in a master. And to us that's
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah.
Or
That's
or like
crazy to me
walk-in
too.
yeah, or like walk-in closets aren't a
Mhm.
thing. So just like little so yeah, we had to do little sacrifices, but honestly after all the houses we've seen, this one checked all the boxes. And what made it difficult is that the kids really wanted like a forest in the back. They wanted like
Mhm.
nature. And
Yeah.
so we ended up finding a house but I also didn't want to live in the freaking boonies or whatever either.
Mhm.
Um so we ended up finding a neighborhood that is um it's still a neighborhood, but there's also like a lot of nature around us. So you don't have a neighbor behind you
Mhm.
or you're not on top of someone else. And that's what we really wanted because in Arizona we're just used to having a lot of space. And then Here,
Yeah.
unless you live out in the boonies, your houses are on top of other houses, or like you're crammed, or
Yeah.
like in the city or something. Anyways, yeah, we ended up finding the place, and then we were like, we're not gonna wait till the school year. Let's just go. And then we moved here by the end of the year. I think the kids started school like already like the second semester in, like a month in.
Hmm. Yeah.
But kids are savages. They just like jumped in like nothing. Like they're
Just
just
roll with
like,
it.
yeah, I was all worried about them, and I I was worrying about nothing because they were just like they're what's that word? They say that kids are
Resilient.
resilient, yes.
Yes.
And and then within a week or two, they're already invited to like parties, and there's like school like field trips and
Hmm.
dress days, and they're just like right into it. So
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yes.
Anyways, and then I was looking for a gym too.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
I already had a couple like gyms I wanted to go to, and the part of the reason why we got this house is because I also liked that one of the gyms I liked was near there, and which happened to be Grind.
Okay.
So yeah, within a couple weeks of being at Grind, I think they realized like, oh, this girl, she used to be a trainer, she used to manage a gym, like she's
Yeah.
in the gym world. And
Yeah.
then yeah, and then I started working. So yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So that's really good. I think within that whole process, uh, you kind of mentioned it too. Like when you guys got on the airplane, it was about to head back, kind of
Uh-huh.
feeling defeated and feeling like I don't know, like you're doing all of this and things may not be working out on the one last step, of getting the house.
Yes.
I think it's also something I wrote as you were talking is like almost kind of taking control of your life and what you desire for it to be. And that's kind of going into the conversation that you had with your husband saying, or maybe what he was having saying, hey, at 40, what are we going to be doing at the end of his contract? And not
Yeah.
allowing your familiarity with Arizona to kind of hold you hostage. Because I'm from a
Yeah.
place that's very similar to that. Like I'm from Kenner, Louisiana, which is very near. It's near New Orleans, and you have a lot of people who have lived there their entire lives, and never
Mhm.
have gone anywhere. That's like my age. So it's just so interesting to know that there's a really big world, a big country, and a lot of opportunities all over the place. So
Mhm.
that's good that you guys was willing to do that.
It was
Question,
so scary.
yeah, very scary, and
Yeah.
kind of mentioning that through that process, I'm sure it was sometimes you kind of wanted to give up. I would imagine.
It
Uh,
was crazy because like everything was so like, oh my gosh, it's so meant to
hmm.
be. It's so
Yeah.
fast. And the moment it got hard, I was like, oh,
Yes.
wait a minute. I
Yeah.
started doubting, like, are we supposed to do this? Should we do
Hmm.
this? Is this
What?
worth it? Like all
Yeah.
these
What kept you
questions.
going? What was something that kept you going into even in the midst of those thoughts where you were like, okay, I'm gonna keep going because I mean, that's a really big thing
Mhm.
that you did. Moving.
Yeah.
I grew up in the military, so I like we would have people come pack. It became a part. It's a part of my culture, as an adult. But for you, that's had to be very different. Like, what kept
Oh
you
yeah. Like
going?
after high school, I went to college in my hometown. Like I didn't even leave.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know,
See.
I never I never left. And
Yeah.
then but I think what kept us going is knowing that I guess I'm gonna dig a little deeper here, but so when we first got married,
Hmm.
had saved all our money and we invested in a franchise.
Yeah.
And it was a newer franchise, and we were hoping that it was going to be good for our family because my husband, I remember one of the first things when we were in high school, I asked him, what do you want? It's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right.
Hmm.
He was just like, I want to be a business owner. I was like, oh, what kind of business? He's like, I don't know. I just want to own my own business. That's all he
Hmm.
said. so, he, so it was just kind of funny. Um, anyways, we get married, and that's what he wants to do. He wants his own business, and we saw a franchise. We went after it. We're able to get it, and oh, I had a point to this. I got lost when I was talking. Wait, what did you say
Hmm.
before? Oh, maybe it'll remind me what I was gonna say.
Now I was asking about
Oh, how
like
did?
go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, how I knew we had to keep going, right?
Yes, yeah,
Um,
because things got
okay.
hard, but you continued to push through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was remembering the early stages when we first got the franchise and how we didn't know if it was going to pay out or not, right?
Mhm.
Or if it was going to be worth it, or if we were going to regret it or whatever, you know? And I remember didn't give up and ended up blessing our family tremendously,
Mhm.
especially in the early stages where I didn't have to work and I could be home with our kids, right?
Yeah, which is priceless.
And
Yes.
yeah, yeah, and I remember it my husband was excited, he loved it. It was like something that gave him joy. And then over the years, um the kids are getting older. I'm finding my own like thing, my own
Mhm.
groove. He really like sacrificed a lot. Like my husband would. A lot of people ask me like, "Oh, how do you do it, Yvette? How would you have all these kids and be in shape and be so happy and be so positive?" And I
Mhm.
jokingly say like, "I didn't marry an asshole. Like I like I didn't marry an asshole. I didn't marry a loser. My husband
Yeah.
helped me so much in the beginning,
Mhm.
and I didn't see it then because we're young and I'm fighting for my life because I'm
Yeah.
just going through
Yes.
postpartum and pregnant, postpartum, pregnant,
Mhm.
breastfeeding, pregnant, and I remember him like waking up early so he could watch, like, and not having sleep for himself, waking up early
Mhm.
because he would come home late to watch the baby for an hour or hour and a half so I
Mhm.
could work out. And so when I was done in the morning, he could just get ready, go to work. And then
Mhm.
there was a period of time where I didn't realize cuz he wasn't taking care of himself. He was taking care, like, his what makes him happy is providing. But
Yeah.
that can't be sustainable forever, right?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
So we get to a point in our marriage and in our family where the kids are older now. I found my own thing. I'm happy. I'm thriving. I'm doing personal training. I'm managing a gym, and then we're not really like seeing each other anymore as much, or it's only like quick like switching, and he's
Yeah.
just like overworked. And yeah, we always made time for like weekends and family vacations, but like the I didn't realize that selfishly he didn't have time for himself. Like, and
Mhm.
then and if he wanted to do something, I'd be, oh well, we have this to do or that to do. And then next thing you know, I realized, holy crap, my husband is depressed. Like he hates his
Mhm.
job,
Yeah.
uh, and he doesn't want to do this. And I was very selfish because there was other opportunities where he could have done something different. But I was like, no, 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 no. I like what you're doing because like his job before when we owned the franchise back in Arizona, he had a set schedule, and
Yes.
I knew he was gonna leave and come back every day at a certain time. So it was so
Mhm.
easy to plan my things around that so he could take care of the
Yes.
kids. And in my brain, I'm like, oh, this just works perfectly. But he never had time for himself, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
This is Arizona you're referring to, right?
yeah,
When
yeah.
you guys were still
So
in Arizona? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and then when I finally said, fine, let's do it. Let's do this opportunity, right? I think it was a weight lifted off his shoulders because I think this is
Yes.
something he's been wanting to do. But I always
Mhm.
told him no because I was like, I had a lot of valid points. Both our parents are here.
Yes.
We know everything here. Like you have a
Yeah.
set schedule. Like I have this going on for me. Like why will we move anywhere? Like I was the one that didn't want to leave, but he
Yeah.
always knew that he could do something bigger and be
Mhm.
happier, and
Yes.
I was holding that back from him, selfishly not realizing it. So I guess to answer your question, what kept us going is my husband. Like I he has sacrificed so much for us that
Mhm.
just me being like, you know what, fuck it, let's move, let's do it,
Yeah.
because like,
Yes.
so I knew he really wanted this because I know this his new job is going to open so many doors for our family, and
Mhm.
it's going to make him a lot happier.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I
Which
didn't want
is
to be in the same boat when we're in our 40s, and then that's
yeah.
when people have that midlife crisis, right? I didn't
Mhm.
want to have to go through that.
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
I didn't let my husband like spread his wings. So that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, no,
So
it definitely does. And that's really good. I wrote down
a lot. I ramble a
no,
lot.
not that didn't write down a lot. I think the biggest thing I wrote down, kind of going to you saying your husband like sacrificing a lot for the family and making it to where you have an opportunity to do some of the things you want to do. And I
Yes.
believe one of the biggest things in all of it is, things, not everything lasts forever. And sometimes, the sacrifices we make are very temporary, but they can have a lasting impact. Like just moving, this way for job opportunities, and you can get to a position later on in life where you may decide you want to move back to Arizona, but you've established uh, things for yourself, for your family to be able to do that, and kind
Yeah.
of go and come as you please. And that's like planting those seeds now. So that's a good thing. I just think that's wonderful to talk about. And it kind of reminds me of Nora, our mutual friend Nora's story about the pivot she made with she had a really wonderful job working, I think, in economics and math, things that she
Oh
studied.
yeah. Mhm.
But she decided she wants to pursue being a doctor, and you're
Mhm.
taking a chance on yourself, and that's what it sounds like you guys did, kind of taking a chance on yourself and your skill sets and not being anchored to what you're familiar with.
Mhm.
Uh, so that's really, really good. Uh, so I have kind of getting to uh, this is kind of like me knowing, seeing like the energy that you have and seeing you kind of work out in the gym or just following on Instagram, and knowing that you seem to be a very motivated person. Like you have like this maybe intrinsic motivation that's just inside of you. But when motivation fades, what's a core belief or routine or a mindset that you learn to keep yourself going again? And I know that's probably something that's instilled in you because you were actually a trainer. So
Yeah.
what are the things that keep you going even when you may not have like that the motivation is turned on? Or do you just say, you know what, I don't have it today, so let me rest? I know for me that's something I may do, is kind of just listen to my body, but it's kind of more of like the motivation when you don't have the urge to just rush to the gym and go work out, but you still make it anyway. What is it
Yeah.
that's driving you to do that?
I think what drives me is that in the beginning, when I would work out,
Mm-hmm.
when I started working out, I learned from the very beginning that if I want to make sure I work out, I have to get it done first thing. First thing
Okay.
I do in the morning.
Yes.
Um, and that's how it started because as a
Mm-hmm.
mom, shit hits the fan, you don't know what's going to
Yes.
happen, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what worked because I knew my husband would be home still and he could
Mm-hmm.
take care of a baby while I work out. Then I
Yeah.
turned into two babies and then three babies, you know. Then I had three under five for a little bit. And
Yes.
so a lot of it, and then I realized, like, I guess what keeps me motivated is that when I work out, I know I'm going to feel so much better after, that
Mm-hmm.
whatever
Yeah.
bullshit comes my way or adversity or whatever, um I'm going to handle it a lot better
Mm-hmm.
since because I worked out.
Yeah.
Um and then there are times where, and this there was a time where I was very strict about this for a while, where it kind of like, I don't think it didn't affect my husband and I, like, oh my gosh, like our marriage was in shambles, but it was a point where I was maybe too selfish with my personal with my personal stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I'm a lot better about it now, cuz like as your kids get older, they start to notice things more, or
Yes.
they understand when you're not really listening, because when they're
Mm-hmm.
little, like, oh yeah, yeah, oh wow,
Yes.
right, they're
Mm-hmm.
babies,
Yes.
they don't understand. And then
Yeah.
it came to a point where my oldest is like, mom, you're not even listening to me, or like,
Mm.
I know you're pretending, or I know you're faking, or whatever. And
Yeah.
I realized, like, wow, like, um I really need to make sure I spend actually quality time with them. I can no longer, like, well, I guess I forgot to mention this too. In the very early stages of like starting to work out,
Mm-hmm.
there were times where I couldn't make it to the gym, that my husband made me a garage gym too.
Yes.
So I had a garage gym for this whole time. I would use it maybe in the beginning, I used it a lot because they were really little. But then once they got older, I went to a
Uh-huh.
gym where I was able to take them with me. Like other
Yeah.
moms took their pack and plays, and it was like a CrossFit gym. And so it was like a
Mm-hmm.
community gym.
Yeah.
And then and they would come with me. But um anyways, I guess what keeps me motivated is that I know I'm gonna feel a lot better and handle whatever comes my way.
Yeah.
And then now I'm at the point where like I'm in a healthy relationship with working out where I know, okay, I'm just gonna plan my day and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like, you make an appointment with yourself. I have from
Yes.
this
That's
time to
really
this
good.
time.
That's
Yeah.
really
So then
good.
and
Yeah.
then I get it done. So because before my mentality was like it has to be done early or otherwise I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then it
Yes.
turned into like, okay, it's gonna get done. I just need to make sure I find a time that day because every day is different. You know, some days
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah.
other obligations. And then it turned into like, oh, I'm really sore today, or I feel sick, or I had a stressful day, or I didn't sleep. And
Mm-hmm.
then now it turned into like, you know what? I'll lock in the next day. It's not
Yes.
gonna kill me, right? Because
Yeah.
honestly, you don't want to work out 7 days a week anyways. And then
Yeah. Yes.
and then I've learned too that like it really is what you eat and drink and consume. So a day of me skipping
Yes.
the gym is not even close to as bad as a day of binge eating and not getting any steps in or not going outside or not sleeping well, you know? So like
Yes.
the way yeah.
Oh
So the
no,
way
go
I
ahead.
look
Go ahead.
yeah, so the way I look at it is like if I need a rest day cuz we all do, in my mind is like, "Hey, I'm going to rest, but I'm going to drink a shitload of water today and I'm going to go outside and do a nice long walk with my dog." And that to me is like great, you know? Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make sure I don't treat myself today with a YOLO treat because you know we do that every day. You know we're adults. Like
Yes.
I had a mini Snickers today, but
Mm-hmm.
in my brain, in my mind, oh, I went to the gym today. Got my walk in. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, cool. I'm gonna have a little Snickers now. If I have a
Yeah.
rest day, or I had more than one rest day in a week, I'm gonna be like, you know what? It's fine. I couldn't make it to the gym today because of obligations, but I'm gonna lock in with my hydration and make sure
Mm-hmm.
I hit X amount of protein or whatever. And then that to
Yeah.
me is like it's how I guess how I view fitness now, you know. So
Yeah.
overall health.
That's the something that was extremely insightful for me, and I never thought of it this way. Is looking at the total fitness or the total health concept. I kind of just made that up, but the total health
Hmm.
concept of, oh yeah, you didn't go to the gym, but you still have other healthy choices that you can make. The gym is just, maybe one third of that, or one, whatever you want to make it, one fourth of that. But you still
Yeah.
have other things that you can do to maximize your healthy choices for that day. So that's really, really good. Of
Do you want to know
that,
how
hey, you're
much?
not feeling well, you can't get out and get to the gym or whatever the issue may be. Yeah, you can
Do you really want to know
make sure
what
you drink your water.
percentages?
Yes, go ahead.
Do you really want to know the percentage of what your
Yeah,
actual
tell me,
workout
because
does?
I
It's
know the
like
gym is like 1/10 probably.
it's like literally like 20% maybe. Maybe
Yeah.
out
Mhm.
of 100. The other
Yeah.
80% is literally nutrition and
Mhm.
hydration, spirituality, your sleep. Yeah, it's just
Mhm.
like a little piece. Like if someone were to not work out and do
Yeah.
all the right things, they would look so damn good. And then the
Yeah.
gym just
I know, I agree.
kind of sculpts you, right? It puts you it
Mhm.
builds your muscle, it does this, and it feels good for your heart, and it's like good for those things. But
Yeah.
trust me, if you just freaking get your steps every day and you don't eat like an asshole and you sleep as much as you can, oh my gosh, you're in way better
Yeah.
health shape overall than most people. But the
Mhm.
gym is fun. It's it's cool seeing yourself like progress in something or get faster in something. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's the part I love it. I actually do it because I enjoy it. And a lot of people
Yeah.
do it because they feel like they
Same.
have to. Yeah. So it's kind of funny because my
Yeah, it
husband's one
becomes
of
an
those people.
obligation then. Yeah.
Yeah, like to him it's hard to work out because he's a naturally healthy person. Like he doesn't work out really or even run or do anything. But if I ask him like, "Hey, you want to go for a run for me?" He could do it and he'll be fine, you know,
Yeah.
because he's still young and you know.
Mhm.
But there's gonna come a point where you're not gonna be able to make 3 miles with me one day or whatever, But
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
I'm definitely helping him with that because to him the gym is like a chore. It's like I have to do it. And then with me it's like, "Oh my gosh, like it's my
Yeah.
playtime. I get to go." So I think that's what really helps with the
Yes.
motivation is you have to find something that you enjoy, you like, and that's going to keep you going because if you're doing something you don't like, the minute it gets hard or the minute something comes up, you're not going to go or you're not going to do it. So I always tell
Hmm.
people,
Yeah.
especially as a trainer,
I agree.
yeah, especially as a trainer, I always told people like, hey, what works for me is not going to necessarily work for you. Um, and I don't believe that one form of fitness is a one size fits all. Um,
Yes.
like if somebody wants to be a power lifter, crossfitter, do a high rocks or a marathon runner, blah 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 blah. I'm not going to tell you that one way of working out is better than one way of working out because it's going to come down to what fits your lifestyle, your
Hmm.
budget, and your time and what do you actually enjoy. So like if someone wants to bounce on a trampoline, like, have you seen those little mini trampolines that all
Yes.
these or if
Hmm.
somebody wants to do Zumba or do Pilates or whatever, I'm not gonna knock on it because it's getting you out there, it's getting you moving,
Yes.
and it makes you happy. So do
You're
that.
doing something. And when you
Yeah.
think about it only being 20% of the workout, 20% of the
Yeah.
total health,
Mhm.
that's a lot. So another question for you. I feel like you may have answered this. It's gonna be interesting to see what you say. Kind of looking back over your life, can you identify like maybe one small habit that you made that you realize now has had like a really huge impact on where you are today in life?
Um so physically or like overall like mentally, spiritually.
You could say, I mean, just like overall, like
Yeah.
whatever one you
A
feel like
habit.
is the greatest impact. Yeah, if
Um
there's one that you thought
mine's
was
a
like wasn't a big deal at the beginning, but you realize, oh my God, man, this really has contributed a lot to my life and who I am today.
I waking up early. I never was a wake up early kind of person.
Okay.
I was never a morning person.
Oh
I
wow.
would
See, I would never ever guess that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would get up like in high school. My mom would have to like make like spray. She would get like a water bottle spray and
Mm-hmm.
like spray me to wake up 'cause I wouldn't want to leave the bed. And then
Wow.
or like I guess like when you became like an adult, like, oh, I could sleep in, I'm gonna sleep in. If I don't work, I
Yeah.
still wake up at 5 6 a.m. Like I can't sleep in past 7 7's like the latest I'll ever sleep in. And
Mm-hmm.
even if I go to bed like 11 midnight 1 a.m., I'm
Yeah.
still waking up before 7.
Is that the
Like
same on vacation as well when you go on vacation?
yes, and then everyone on
Okay.
vacation hates me because I wake up and I'm already like
Ready to go.
I already did a walk already. I did a yoga class. I hit the gym. I'm having my coffee.
Yes.
Like I'm already ready to go. I
Yeah.
already lived three
Mhm.
lives before everybody wakes up, and I feel like
Yes.
that habit has helped me be um has helped my life because I'm able to. It goes back to like taking care of yourself first, like pouring your like
Mhm.
you can't pour from an empty cup. And
Yes.
honestly, like, it's funny, but like, I'll be making breakfast in the morning and I'm already dressed. My makeup's done, my hair's done. Like, I'm not that like mom that's like going to like the bus stop or like and I'm not knocking on them, but I just can't have a productive day unless I'm ready, or unless
Yeah.
I'm already worked out. And trust me, I'm not like in heels or anything like that, but like
Yeah.
I'll be like post workout in my workout clothes or I'll be ready to go to the gym or whatever. Like I look put together because I feel better when I'm put together right away. So
Mhm.
I guess it's becoming a morning person has really helped me with who I am because I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I just feel productive and when I'm productive I feel
You feel good.
accomplished.
Yeah, it
Yeah, and
sounds
what
like it could be tied right back to because just listening to you and the theme of what you've talked about, I can definitely tell that how important your family is to you.
Hmm.
the amount of respect you have for your husband, and the value you have for your husband, and also how, other than just the things I've shared that with you, like something I admire is, and of course Instagram could be a highlight reel, but I don't get from you that you just post things just to post them to try to look a certain way. It feels very genuine. So I can get from your, just from Instagram, how important your family is, and I've shared that with you before. But even this conversation, I can see how important your children are to you, because you, and your husband again. And I was thinking to myself, the morning person, now it allows you to have more time to dedicate to them later on in the day, so you get more of the
Yeah.
day out. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I can't even like there's times where like it can feel like, do I have a problem? Because like when I sleep in, like if I sleep in, I have a grumpy ass day. Like I just
hmm
don't. I feel like my whole day's like half my day's gone, and it
yeah,
could be negative sometimes. I'm just like I don't. I mean, I don't take it out on everybody, but it's a big
yes,
like internally. I feel like shit.
yeah. Well, yeah. Life evolves, so it'll be interesting if 10 years from now you come back and listen to this podcast. You'll be like, I can't believe I was a morning person.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
you can't believe that you were at one time your mom had to spray you in the face with water, which is a
Mhm.
technique I may have to share with somebody who I know
I
has
know.
a child that doesn't want to get up.
Freaking
So
Latina mom, she didn't care.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it could have been a shoe, you know what I mean? So hey,
Yeah.
uh,
And
life
she
for real.
and like what's crazy is that like um oh, great. There's I was gonna go something with that. I started talking about my mom and I started laughing about evolving or whatever.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a big part of my success is like I just like
Mm-hmm.
to wake up early and then and if you and you've probably heard that quote before. We're all given the same 24 hours a day or whatever. It's just how
Yes.
you use them.
Yeah.
And some people
Yeah.
are some people don't agree with it, and then some people
Mm-hmm.
are like motivated by it. And I
Yeah.
have compassion for both views,
Yes.
but
Yes.
because I've definitely heard like because that could be hearing that could trigger a mom who doesn't have a husband at home to help her
Mm-hmm.
or doesn't have family.
Yes.
Like I that could definitely trigger someone who doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
the means to actually take care of themselves and make
Mm-hmm.
fitness work for them, right? Um
Yeah.
but then I also look at it this way like I feel for them because who am I to say like, "Oh, we all have the same 24 hours a day," right? When my
Mm-hmm.
husband does help with me with doing
Yes.
accomplishing my goals, where I have a schedule that does allow it. I don't have like a full-time job, right? Or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um my kids thankfully I don't know what happened, but my kids are actually pretty darn responsible because
Mm-hmm.
I have an expectation for them and they're actually like for being a little kid, they're really good at setting their alarm, waking up, brushing their teeth,
Mm-hmm.
doing all that, getting their breakfast, they pack their own lunches. Like
Yeah.
they're like locked in little kids and
Mm-hmm.
everyone's circumstances are different. But I do agree that we really do have the same 24 hours. It's not the same schedule, but we do have the same amount
Yeah.
of time.
Very. That's
And
true. And I'm sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and with that, I'm motivated by that fact because I'm somebody that mm, you're either going to be I think it's like I forgot the term is like you're either going to be someone who's negative or positive. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
always going to
Yeah.
choose the positive route.
Yeah.
And or someone's always going to feel like they're the victim mentality, poor me
Mm-hmm.
mentality, and I don't have that mentality for myself. Like
Yeah.
I so so when I hear something like that, it motivates me versus someone else. It may like, oh no, like that's not fair. And in my brain, I'm like, well, nothing's fair. Life's
Mm-hmm.
not fair. So it's how
Yeah.
you look at it. You got to either be positive or you're going to be negative about it, And I
Yeah.
choose to be positive and I choose to go over the mountain versus like under kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to mentality too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's important too. I think it was very thoughtful to understand that everybody's situation is different. Uh, but I think the constant, or the thing that can be the same, is doing everything you can with what you have,
Yes.
and realizing that all of our lives, uh, you very much are correct that life is unfair, because some people may get a break. Just kind of going back to your story. I mean, some people can say, well, maybe it's something I did. If you think from a faith standpoint, well, I believe in God, so things worked out
Uh-huh.
for me. Well, things work out for some people who don't believe in God. They have the exact same
Oh
story. Their
yeah.
house sold as soon as they put it on the market. The business sold. Things worked out where this person moved in. So those things could be true whether you believe or don't believe. And then you
Hmm.
have people who are believers in God, and they have things that happen where it takes months for their house to sell. So life is
Yeah.
unfair if you look at it from an unfair standpoint. But if you kind of look at
Yeah.
your life as your life, then it's very much fair based on what you're doing for yourself. And of course, there are things that happen where people are oppressed, and people are attacked intentionally.
Yeah.
You have that aspect too, but that's not kind of what we're talking about. But I just think, and something else I wrote down is like your honesty and accountability is, I really appreciate. You were talking about, I think, your kids and your husband again. So I think that's very, very good. But the big thing from your point is that we all have the opportunity to make the best out of what we have.
Yeah.
And I think that's very, very important. Kind of closing out. This has been like the longest podcast that I've done, which is great. Which is a very good thing. Uh, God, I have 3 questions. I'm trying to decide which one I want to ask. This is very, very good. Uh, okay, I'll go with this one. So here's just, who or what has been a source of encouragement for you when you needed it the most over your life? If you could think of, if that's one person or one thing, or
Definitely my husband.
yeah,
Um
okay,
he um we always joke around how like there's like these memes or reels where they're like, when your husband complains of how spoiled you are or how whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then the meme or reel is like, okay, well, he raised me since I was 16, so that's on him, kind of thing. Cause like we joke around, cause like,
yes,
cause we really have grown up together and we evolved together, and
yes,
he has let me evolve. Like I've been so many different events in the last 20 years since we've been together. And
yeah,
he's always been so supportive in all aspects, and even when he wasn't, he still let me try or let me fail or let me learn the hard way, because
mm-hmm,
he knows if he were ever to tell me what to do, it would not be good.
mm,
But he he kept he kept faith and trusted that, and hoped that I will see the bigger picture and change. Like it,
mm-hmm,
like someone can't change unless they learn from something. But if you keep something from someone, and this goes with children too, they're always going to wonder what if. And if they, as long
yeah,
as they have that wonder, they're never really going to experience or learn anything and really know what they want unless you let them.
yeah.
And yeah, that's, so he's definitely that person for me.
Yeah, what you
So
just
yes.
explained, I often, when going to the wonder part with kids, I
Mhm.
define that, and I say it a lot, is sometimes you got to allow life to happen to people
Mhm.
so they can kind of figure things out for themselves. Especially as,
Mhm.
I think for me, learning, like my daughter's 26, and learning, being a parent, being a father, and then my son's 18, kind of, you know, they tend, and even me when I was young, I could still remember my mom telling me, Derrick, you're going to college, don't get those credit cards. And what did I do? I got those
Mhm.
credit cards, maxed them out. Took me like forever to pay them off. I was in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
army
yeah.
still trying to pay it off. So she was trying to warn me about something that
And
she
now you're
knew
probably
she
like,
felt
heck
wasn't
no
good for
credit
me.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And life had to happen for me to get it myself and figure out, okay, this wasn't a good thing. I thought my mom was just
Yeah.
trying to keep me from having a good time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that same
Yeah.
thing, is like, sometimes you got to allow life to happen for people, and and it sounds like even for your husband, he still provides that safety net for you as well too, because you don't want life to
Yeah.
happen and your kids go out and murder somebody and now they're a part of the damn the damn federal, they're in prison somewhere, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely balanced with it. So yeah. So one last question for you, Yvette. If what you shared, if somebody's listening to this and they find themselves, they're a mom, they got 3 kids that at one time they were all, younger than 5, or they're about to, make this big move across the country like you did, or they're into fitness, or they're like, they speak about their husband the way you do. Just somebody who this episode has resonated with them. What is some Yvette advice? This is you talking Yvette talking to Yvette.
Um,
I know that's very vague.
yeah. No, I
Just
think
like
it's
a final
I
comment from
y-
you.
yeah, no, I think it's good. I've learned with up until this point in my life that family really is everything, and
Hmm.
home is where you're together. So
Yes.
it's not a place, it's not a thing, it's literally a feeling. I know it's cliche, but I used to be scared of doing a lot of things,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
now I'm like, dude, like as long as we have each other, like YOLO,
Such a beautiful
like
feel. That's such a beautiful place to be, man.
yeah,
God.
like everything's gonna be okay. Like I used to stress about a lot of things in the future, and now I was like, you know what? If we lose our business, we lose our house. If we lose our cars, who cares? Like we have each other.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
used to be stressed about all those things, like the whole like keeping up with the Joneses could really get to people. And now I'm at the
Yeah.
point where I'm like, you know what? Like dude, like we're happy, we're healthy, like we have
Hmm.
nature around us, like
Yeah.
what why are we sad? Like or why are we stressed? Like and life isn't guaranteed, and just because you don't have to be, I mean, we would all want to be super old and sleep and fall
Hmm.
asleep and go to heaven, but that may not be the case. So I'm going to make sure I live my life like it may be my last, and just like
Hmm.
love
Yeah.
and just be positive and shit's gonna work out, like you have to
Hmm.
think of it that way. So
Yeah.
I think to myself, I
Yes.
would tell myself not to worry about what others think and just worry about um love, like just love who loves you and love them hard.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yes. So I lied. I do have one more question because you pulled the question out of me from your response. Do you feel,
Yeah.
because this is, as you were saying this, as you were saying what you were saying about when you were talking about not being stressed about life and all of those different things. As soon as you said that, my thought was, man, that feels so secure. It feels very secure to have that thought. Is that how you feel? Because that's what it makes me feel, that there's security in not worrying about everything in life. Of course, you're going to be mature about things and be intentional, but you're
Yeah.
not bogged down by stress and trying to control life. And through that letting go, security, you're secure in trusting your journey.
Yeah. I used to always want to like control like
Hmm.
things or think
Wow.
about the future, right?
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
I
Which is
realized like
natural. Yeah.
yeah, I realized after like especially being a trainer,
Hmm.
you really hear a lot that people are going through in their
Yeah.
life, right?
Yes.
And I kind of felt like a therapist half the time.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, everything goes back down to like so when you're personal training someone, you're really helping them go through not just like how to work out, it's more that it's like what
Hmm.
led you here to me? Like what in your
Hmm.
life has brought you here that you feel that
Yeah.
you can't do on your own, that you can't
Hmm.
help yourself with, where you're needing my
Yeah.
help, and it's not fitness. It's literally like not having
Hmm.
friends. It's
Hmm.
feeling low self-esteem. It's problems at home. It's
Yes.
or a
That's very
um
insightful. Yes.
yeah, or like a eating like disorder, or like
Hmm.
you have don't have unhealthy relationship with alcohol or sugar. It's like
Yeah.
there's something in your life, not sleeping, that is withholding you from being your best self, right?
Hmm.
And so I've learned that if you could take care of your health, your mind, and your family, like you are beyond rich, because so many
Yes.
people struggle with a lot of things that we take for granted. And
Yes.
because in the world, we think that we need to have like a house, a car, like
Mm-hmm.
all these big things. But really, if it came down to it, I think a lot of us would probably choose our mental health, our
Mm-hmm.
overall health, our
Yes.
self-esteem, our family's health, right? Our spirit, our like faith.
Those
And
things that are priceless. Yes.
yes, exactly. So once I started realizing that I was rich in that way, everything else is just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a bonus. Like, just a little added, it's like added to, it's added to whatever, like it's not like a need. It's just like, oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
cool. I have that. But I'd much
Yeah.
rather like who I am in my own mind and heart
Mm-hmm.
first.
Yes. I so I have to say thank you so much. We have like 30 seconds left. Thank you so very
Yeah.
much. This is an hour conversation, which is so
Yeah.
wonderful. I may actually end up cutting this in two parts
It could
for the next month. So
I'm gonna
yeah.
have a
This was
Titanic double
yeah.
disc.
This is great. But thank you so much, Yvette. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome, Derek. I'll see you
Yeah,
later.
yes. Thanks everybody for checking out the show. Until next time, peace.